But what if I could automate how RFPs are built, not only to help sellers reclaim time back to sell more, but also to ensure everyone is consistently done to our company's highest standard? To do that, I head to our Genie Agent Studio. And this is where I build Genie agents, so where I can bottle up the deal-winning expertise and make it executable at scale. So without writing a line of code, I can deploy a workforce of these Genie agents to automate high-friction seller tasks using pre-built templates, which you see here, or creating a custom agent from scratch. But as part of our summer release, I now have access to 6 new agent templates. These ready-to-use agents are built to automate tasks like putting together a business case, comparing products side by side, competitive intelligence, outreach, prospect research, but we're going to use the RFP Response Agent template. This agent template, it generates a structured on-brand RFP response by drawing on your product library and past winning proposals. I can deploy this immediately by hitting publish, or I can modify it to fit my exact needs. The agent builder that you see here starts with the agent's details, where I define its name. So let's change the name here to RFP demo for the sake of this demo. And this has a summary of what it's designed to do and the instructions that it follows, which you can think of as its job description. Agents can then be given access to tools across your revenue ecosystem. So if we quickly leave the agent builder for now, and this will be auto-saved. There we go. And then I can start to apply these integrations once, and then they are available to any agent when I want to add them to each agent. So you'll see here that the Salesforce connector unlocks the exact account level intelligence I want from my company's CRM. And there are also over 25 new MCP connectors that extend this same real-time access to the essential revenue tools that your company already uses. So no more tab hopping and needing to master dozens of different systems. Genie agents can pull relevant commercial context from the right place on a seller's behalf. And then we have external sources, which let me add trusted sites to be crawled on a schedule and indexed, so web content becomes another knowledge base agents can instantly draw upon. So here I could add my help center, and which I know is hosted on Zendesk, and I can add the URL, and then that will be regularly scraped and indexed and serving as a new source that agents can pull from. But let's head back to the agent that we started creating. So if we just find it now in the draft, where is that RFP demo? There we go. So I've read through these instructions and I'm pretty happy with them. I think that's exactly the kind of job description I want to give to this agent, but I want to make sure it has more tools to draw from. So I want to add Salesforce, and that will effectively give this agent the context so it understands my accounts and it can personalize the RFP responses as it goes. And because this setup was already done in the integrations, I can just simply toggle it on as you saw. And finally, to make sure that the agent focuses on relevant product assets my top performing sellers use most, here I can filter by the tag that all those assets are marked with. So PQD products. Okay. And while any Genie agent can draw from all of my governed content in Showpad by default, focusing this agent on the exact assets meant for this use case helps it return even faster and more concise responses. So I can then publish the agent. And if I go here, I can then manage its permissions. So I can start adding the users that I want to be able to access this specific agent. So let's add it to all users. There we go. Now I can make sure that every seller in the field can consistently complete an RFP like a top performer, but in minutes rather than hours. Before we dive into what that looks like for a seller in the field, to truly close the revenue effectiveness gap, I also need to align my colleagues across marketing, enablement, and sales in the same deal-winning expertise. So now with the open beta of our remote MCP server and our new enterprise AI integrations, The commercial context that only exists in Showpad, so how your company wins, is now available to any AI agent my company uses. So think Microsoft Copilot, Glean, very soon Agentforce as well. But let's look at Showpad connected to Claude. So for example, as a marketer, I can open Claude and type what I need. So I'm just going to drop this prompt in here for the sake of speed. And in a few seconds, I'll have all the secure governed context I need to execute faster and smarter as a marketer. So when every team responsible for revenue starts working with AI grounded in your deal winning expertise, all strategy, content, and decisions become more effective and impactful. So we'll just let it do its thing. It's browsing. And you see it's basically done the exact same exercise that a seller would do. And I can now use this context to create a promotional email to customers about this product. So we'll let Claude do its thing here, but again, a task part of a broader workflow that could have taken me hours and would have had me opening numerous tabs to complete is now not only done in seconds, but I can also be confident what I've produced is accurate and doesn't need 10 colleagues to validate and approve it before I can move forward. And this is just the beginning for our vision. So Showpad doesn't just enable sellers to be more effective. It also aligns and empowers your wider revenue team to make deal winning expertise standard practice everywhere.